You the only one say that.
I'm not saying it was ass. No, that's what he get.
He got kicked out of his own damn chat.
Whatever his own internet, whatever the fuck going on.
Oh my God, yeah.
God damn. Bro, I couldn't even wait.
Yo.
30 seconds into us talking about Mania. Goddamn Roman Reigns.
What's up to all my people that love and still watch wrestling?
You think he the GOAT? You think Roman Reigns is the GOAT?
First and foremost, ain't that I hit the wrong button. Ain't nothing happened to my internet. That's number one. Number two, you the only one on the internet saying this, dog. You had it like this. This is some common knowledge. Like, oh, Roman Reigns, he do the same thing every year. Everybody else saying his entrance is dope. You up here, oh, wipe the glaze off your face. He do the same thing every year. He had the drums. He has the orchestra. He has somebody singing. Blah blah blah. No, that wasn't the point of the entrance. The point of the entrance was he went back to the old thing. That's the point of the entrance. Like, and so did
CM Punk.
People have done different variations. Does that mean that CM Punk's entrance was ass? CM Punk's entrance last year was the same thing he did at WrestleMania 29. Doesn't mean it wasn't fire. Entrance was dope. It's a classic. It's a class. Don't worry. When we start talking AEW and you get into your Will Ospreay, the goat, the Billy Goat, bye. When you start doing all of that, we gonna circle back to all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Shaq, I said, yo, Punk had the best Mania entrance, then Oba. Didn't say anybody else. This nigga Roman Reigns got him.
No, I say no. I ain't. First of all, I ain't yell. I said for me. I said for me. He went back to the old thing, so nothing's beating that. And I said this last week on the pod. I said if he goes back to the old thing, it's gonna be super dope, and that's exactly what he did. So don't say he do the same thing as every year. When last year he came out to a completely different thing.
Might down a little bit there.
Forget that. I almost cursed just now. No, I'm amped up. I went to the gym today. Willie out of Mac start the podcast hating on the travel chief. I said, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even say it was the best overall. I just said for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't even say nothing, guy. I just said
CM Punk interest was so I can continue. CM Punk interest was definitely like it was. I think personally, you know, if I could say something without glazing, Roman entrance was fire. CM Punk entrance was fire. I think Dom entrance was the third best one for me. I would put Dom's over Oba's just simply because Oba's was due to the aura of everything. You know what I'm saying? The entrance itself was like vanilla down.
It was that night. That would have been so hard.
Yeah, because it wasn't that
nights go out and everything.
Right, you know? Right. And I'm glad.
Who won Usos versus Vision?
Usos. Okay. And LA Knight. So I'm glad that he didn't do anything special because he need a special entrance for when like it's like a dark, you know what I'm saying, arena or whatnot. You know what I mean? So his joint, because of the aura and everybody, you got to get the audience credit for his entrance, man. Them being behind him, man, and supporting him and saying his name like that, man. We gonna have that conversation too, because somebody I was watching.
I switched my thing to Penta, yo.
No, you can't do that.
No, you didn't. No, you did not. No, you did not. Nah, I almost sad on this one. You can't do that. You can't.
You did. Nah. I said, no, Penta's winning this. I said in the chat.
You did no. Did you do it on the show?
This is what we're doing now.
Did you do it on the show?
Don't matter. I switched my pick. I switched my pick before the match and everything. We was talking in the chat.
Yeah. We've never Shaq, what you think?
No, I didn't even see that. I can't.
There we go. Really?
I can't. I didn't see that.
Is this what we're doing, Shaq?
No, bro. Hold on. On the ball.
No. Is this a check you signing right now? I'm just making sure I'm saying this. It's a check you signing, man.
You don't do that to me, blood.
It's a check you signing.
All I'm saying, I didn't see it. So if I go back to before the match and it's in there, we can go to the chat and ask if it's a valid switch. What time did you send this message?
Nigga, look at it.
So we don't be sending messages.
We do. Hold on.
Let's see.
That is not a. I'm looking at it right now. You said, I think Penta might win now. That's not good.
That's not the same thing.
I think Penta's going to win
now. Thing, bro.
That's
not you can't place the Matrix with the English speaker. That is not the same thing.
You got it.
Hold on. Am I crazy? Is that the same thing, that?
It's not the same thing. I'm with you. I'm with you.
If you would have said, I think Penta might win, Shaq, let me change my pick.
Let's see. Dang, I forgot it's all good. We all good. Hey, but look,
we ain't even pray, man. Go ahead.
Nah, I was about to pray right now.
Ahead,
definitely about to pray real quick. God, we thank you, we honor you, praise you. Just thank you for everything. Thank you for allowing us to do this podcast. Thank you for allowing people to log in with us. We send special prayers to anybody who's listening to this podcast who might be going through any troubles, any trials, any tribulations, as we know is a bad time right now. We ask, God, that you comfort them, that you with them day by day. And we know, God, that skies ain't always great forever, that we'll get through anything that we can with you by the side. Prayers for anybody that's on their hearts, that's dealing with any medical situations, that needs any type of healing, that's dealing with any type of mental situation. We pray for mental health of your people. Pray that people are free from neglect, free from abuse, and surrounded by your love. Once again, thank you for blessing this podcast, God, as we pray that it continues to go into different heights and to different modes and to different methods and to different eyes, different ears, God, of people listening, people watching us, Lord. We ask that whoever come in contact with it, they hear, see, and feel all of you, none of us. Continue to bless us day in and day out as you always do. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen, bro. Amen.
I bet. Well, to all my people that still watch wrestling, welcome. Welcome.
All people that still watch wrestling, they're still glazing this.
Don't you worry. I'm telling you, when we get into this AEW bag,
ain't even his damn goat, bro.
It ain't, and Will Ospreay ain't yours either. But I got receipts. Don't you worry. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. No, don't do that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Only reason I have to glaze Will Ospreay is because you were so uninformed at that time. You were so uninformed at that time.
Nah, that's an excuse.
Stand at the mountaintop to yell the top of my lungs about how great Will Ospreay is.
And don't you worry, you still do on this podcast. Don't worry, I got receipts. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. But to all my people who still watch wrestling, man, this is episode 76, man. Yes, we still watch wrestling. Tilly is here, Shaq is here, Dennis here. Just be mindful if you say anything positive about Roman Reigns in the chat, you're gonna be accused of glazing. It's all good. It's all good. It's all. But for those of you that acknowledge the tribal chief, for those of you that acknowledge the tribal chief, we'll get into all of that later, man. Before we do the review, and we are gonna do our recaps, pause in reverse order. And what I mean by that is we are gonna start with that match in particular, and then we're gonna work our way around the card or whatever. But we are gonna start with that match. So, but before we get into all of that, too bad I Will Ospreay on the show tonight. Before we get into all of that, man, what is one thing that stood out to y'all about? We'll do night 1 and night 2 separately because
is there even a need to talk about night 1?
Yeah, it's a need to talk about night 1. We got to talk about night 1.
You mean Saturday night Mania event?
Hey, we got to talk about night 1. But what's one thing that stood out to y'all, good or bad, about Mania?
Night 2 washed. Night 1.
Oh yeah, it's
thin, cycle, dry, clean, whatever, delicate wash too. Wash night 2. Wash night 1.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a sign of what's to come under the TKO banner. Again, like, you know, everyone was complaining about match time ads and all that stuff. I understand they are a for-profit business. However, if this is what the product is becoming, I mean, it's unfortunate. However, I understand it. The counter to that is the type of product they're trying to make, and you have other options out there, like your AEWs, who will slowly but surely, if I think WWE continues on this path, will gain more and more fans over the years. Because I would not be surprised in a minimum. I'm outstretching it 5 years. They will have increased. Well, they will have increased the amount of matches from, if they're continuing to do the two-night thing, they will at least be doing 7 matches a night. I think at some point they're going to have to increase it from 6 to both nights, or at least minimum 7. Not a 6, 7. I think that was this one, or it was 6, 5. But minimum 7 matches each night. They're going to have to.
It was 7-6.
7-6, yeah. And even with, I think night 1 was the 6-match night, right?
No, 7.
No, 7.
And to put that even in a bigger perspective, people were complaining about ads like left and right, and that was unbearable. You know, like
go into detail when you mean like when you say like if this is what the product is gonna look like. Go into detail what you mean by that.
If you have 7 matches a night and your match times, like they were complaining about, from bell to bell, were maybe, I think one match that first night was more than 10 minutes. Maybe
the main event.
And then
Jacob
and Seth and Gunther were the other more than 10-minute match.
Mm-hmm.
And people feel like, they didn't get their bang for their buck that night one. I mean, like, the issue is there with the fact of it, and it may just be like recency bias because it's TKO. Giving them the benefit of the doubt. But if people are feeling like, it's too many ads, not enough wrestling, and the matches felt short, especially some of your premier matches, like your women's title match, shouldn't have been 7 minutes. I hear they were saying they didn't want them to go on too long because of potential injury risk. Because that rivalry is going to be going on for a little longer. Okay, cool, but it just didn't feel. I felt shorted. You know what I mean? From what I got, it didn't feel like how Mania should feel, like the grandest spectacle of them all. And that may have to do with the timing, the ads, the storylines. There's a multitude of things you can throw at the wall to point a blame at. Every fan is going to have a different reason, but man, I just felt like it didn't. It felt more brand, like company, or what's the word? Business oriented than anything. Like when we go to look at the difference between AEW and WWE, WWE is a lot more corporate, even though they're both business for-profit entities. If you're to look at the two as a wrestling fan, you know what I mean? Like, one is a lot more forward-facing corporate than the other. And one seems to forward-facing have more heart to it than the other. Soul to it. Like, I saw someone say, man, WWE Mania felt soulless. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't have its that then, now, forever brand that they like to run with, and how that is very much like for the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's that anymore compared to what AEW is offering. You know what I mean? Too much wrestling. You know what I mean? Just depending on who you ask. So
all right. So here's why I'll say to follow up with you. All right. So here's one thing I thought. Well, first and foremost, I say, like, what stood out to me was that, just to give this what I'm about to say context, when WrestleMania 40 happened and we got Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, nobody gave them any slack when they heard that the time got cut. Why? Because they was focused on the match itself. So they was like, even with the time cut, the match itself was not good. Like, it just wasn't. What stood out to me was, I don't think, and I've heard a lot of people say this, and I've agreed, and I said this as watching night one. When I rewatched night one, it didn't feel like, it felt like the performers did all they could with the time that they had. So this is not on the wrestlers. Like in my opinion, I can't watch one match and feel like, yo, if they had a little bit more time, this match actually would have been great. Like the AJ Lee Becky match, that match was short. I didn't realize how short that match was until I rewatched it. And when you go back and watch that match, yo, they was cooking for the time that they had. It's just that they had a minimum amount of time. So I can't really. It's not like the Jimmy and Jay situation when we heard that their time got cut. Like that was a tough match to watch. No, like all those matches, when you go back and once again when you go back and rewatch, like it's not that there were bad matches. Like nobody gave a bad performance. It's just they did what they had to do with the time that they had. And so here's one thing I'm gonna do, and this is a perspective that I have. We agree that AEW is for more so for the adults, the hardcore fans like us who grew up watching wrestling a certain way. So if you had, like Willie just said, if you
I
have
wouldn't even say it's for the adults. It's just a different like. It's
well, hold on. Let me finish this thought real quick because it goes to what I'm saying is that I still believe WWE is like a balanced product between trying to please adults but mainly targeting the kids. So here's the question I have for y'all, and this is what I'm actually going to do this week. Do y'all think it's a situation in which the younger generation of wrestling fans don't want 30-minute matches? That they rather have the short matches?
I think that just goes towards the general populace and shorter attention spans. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's just like the
Yeah.
overall, I think, in the nature of everything as it
Yeah.
the world of the social networking and media.
I kind of gotta disagree with you there.
All right.
You disagreeing with me or with me or
Both
Willie?
y'all about that because
No, I'm not saying my statement as a fact. I'm asking a question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I apologize for cutting you off that far. Go ahead. I apologize for cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, you good. Like I think not that it's not wanted, but again, like if you're looking at the marketplace in general, and even going deeper into this, when they talk about what's wrestling, what's sports entertainment, WWE is sports entertainment. They've branded that. That's what they do compared to what AEW, where wrestlers, or I forgot what their quote is.
They're superstars.
Yeah.
No. What is AEW's? They're not super. They don't call themselves.
Because they're wrestlers.
Yeah, they just call themselves wrestlers.
Their brand though is like it's something like we're wrestlers wrestle or something like that.
We're the best wrestler. We're the best wrestler.
Oh, they're the model. Yeah, we're the best wrestler.
Yeah. When you talk about this between sports entertainment and wrestling, that is like clear cut between the two companies. And WWE being more corporate and business, they're looking at the marketplace where attention spans are shorter in general. Where studies show you that. And then the products that people are using to communicate and for people to get their products out there are short form. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You know what I mean? Like YouTube. So how do they not buy into that with it? And they have things like the Speed Championship. Like that started out on Twitter or X is like a 2-minute, you know what I mean, premium like little match you can get on the run, because they were trying to market to that short form, you know what I mean, media market. If that makes sense, you know what I mean. So I think I don't think there's a genuine like market for that to make money. However, they package that up in the actual PLEs now, to where how much can they get away with cutting from matches in order to get more ad space for revenue and sort like that. You know
I feel what you saying. What I'm saying is I'm looking at it from this perspective, right? Think about it with music. We grew up where each song had 3 verses, right? And then eventually it went from 3 to 2. You know what I'm saying? We grew up where albums were at least 90 minutes, you know what I'm saying? 15 to 20 tracks, and now you got shorter albums or whatnot. So the question that I'm framing is like, specifically in the younger generation, because I don't think I brought this up because number one, I don't think this talk about. Number two, I don't think people have really talked about this enough to care. But when you talk to like younger wrestling fans, what they're looking for in matches and what we look for is like different. It's really different. Like me and Shaq, Shaq got into an argument with one of our high school kids because he said the greatest thing he ever seen wrestling wise was Kane versus Bray Wyatt Inferno match. The three of us is like
greatest match ever.
He said that it's the greatest match ever, and the three of us like, yo, that match was pretty bad, and he's like, nah, like that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. But also the attention span. I say this in the classroom, like you can't talk to these kids for more than like 30 minutes because their attention span is so short. They don't even watch movies for real like that because they don't want to sit there for like 90 minutes or whatever. So that's why I'm asking the question. Like it's not me saying this for fact. I'm just asking the question for us to think about. Is it a situation where the younger generation prefers the 6 to 15-minute matches instead of like the 20 to 30-minute matches or something like that?
It's not that, right? Just to touch on a couple points you made, just to backtrack what you said about the music thing. The music thing had nothing to do with attention span. That shift to shorter songs switched over once the streaming came in, and they figured out if the songs are shorter, people just go back and play it again. Whereas like a CD and physical copy, one purchase is that. But if the song is a minute 30, minute 50, 2 minutes, they just keep on going back and running it back to run the streams up. So that's why they did that. And now to touch on the shorter attention span, the only reason I don't agree with that is because if somebody is watching wrestling, that means they love wrestling, like they enjoy wrestling, and they'll watch it no matter how long the product is. And the perfect example I use for that is, we sit in Marvel movies for 2 hours, glued. Like people sit down when a new movie comes out. Let's just say like a new Lord of the Rings or a new Harry Potter movie theater show from the first movie to the last movie, just back to back to back, and people be locked in all day. So that's why I'm like, if you're a fan of something, you're going to sit. If Doomsday is about to be 3 hours and 30 minutes, and guess what we about to do? Sit in that movie theater and watch, because we are a fan of the product. So if you're a fan of the product, doesn't matter how long it is, you will sit there and watch. Now, not everything needs to be that long, right? But the things that are built up, the things that deserve to be, nobody wants to watch a Danhausen segment for 40 minutes, is what I'm saying. Like, but if something deserves to be that, we will sit and watch that.
So when you say we, are you including us? Because I'm specifically talking about the younger generation. I'm not talking about us.
Let me posit this to you. And I need you to reflect back to when we were kids. And again, like Undertaker is the greatest of all time in our eyes. Again,
right.
Again, no one asked you for your opinion
not mine
right now. This current juncture, so I don't know why you're even speaking.
You said hour. I'm on the podcast. No, I'm just speaking.
I addressed Dent directly. I did not say Shaquem. I addressed.
Yo, don't call me that.
Hey, real quick, Jasper, what up, man? But
we live again?
Yeah, we live right now.
But no. But what I'm saying is, like, you're
what up, Jeff? What up, Southside? Nice to know.
As Undertaker fans, like. And to your point of your boy who commented about who is it, Bray Wyatt and Undertaker,
and Kane, Bray Wyatt and Kane.
Like, think about it at how old he was at that age, and the mystique behind that. The same way at our age, when Undertaker was doing fucking casket matches and sticking his hand out the dirt and fucking buried alive matches, and we were like, "What the fuck are we seeing with our eyes right now?" It's the same thing for them. So the comment I'll make is that it's not about the matches needing to be short because of short attention spans. It's about the age of the story that's being told and the quality of the story that's being told to that group of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're not going to it's not going to hit the same way Bray Wyatt is for us as adults, the same way it's going to hit for those preteens and teens, you know what I mean, who are still mildly bought into that mystique, the same way we were bought into that mystique when Taker was doing his promos in the fake cemetery when he was in the black and gray and things like that. You know what I mean? So I think it's more so about creating the characters and the stories that allow for matches that are that to that length, your 15, 20, 25-minute matches that allow for people to buy into what's being told. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I asked that question, not that I'm saying it as a fact. It's just something that I was thinking about because like even with like movies, like the kids, I see this all the time. Like I ask kids and you know what I'm saying, just throughout the school or just in general, like what movies they see, and they'll talk about how they don't really watch movies because they ain't trying to like will sit through this whole movie or whatever. If they have a movie on during the school, they're not gonna finish it. I was just thinking about little stuff and like maybe the younger generation. This is what the young now for me personally. I think the time restrictions is trash. Like you take a match like Jade Cargill versus Rhea, and it's this co-main event. It's the match before the main event, and they only get 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You give Rhea Ripley, who's put on banger after banger at Mania, you only give her 10 minutes to work. You know what I'm saying? I think it's trash, you know what I mean? But part of my thinking was I wonder what the younger generation thinking. Maybe that's some a study we gotta do. But let's get into the card real quick, man. So like I said, we're gonna talk about Roman and Punk first. And before I get into this match, this is something I want to say that I've been thinking about since that match happened. So first and foremost, before we months ago, and you boys argued me down, and what I said was that CM Punk.
Check your mic, Dan. Your quality changed. Like you might have switched over or something.
Hold on, real quick. Appreciate you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely did. Hold on, real quick. All right. So before I say what I'm gonna say real quick, while I switch this over, Roman versus Punk, the match itself. What y'all think about the match? What grade did y'all give it? What stood out to you? Y'all go ahead and talk about the match real quick while I switch this over.
I mean, A plus,
match,
man. Yeah, A plus.
I
great, hell of a great plus. A plus. I mean, I was one of the people waiting for, okay, what guy in the black hoodie is about to come out now? But I love the fact it was just them two. No shenanigans, no running, no chicanery, no trickery. Just Punk versus Roman for the title. There's nothing more I can ask for in that match besides the outcome.
I try and cautious throw it out an A plus because you can't get higher than that because that's damn near a perfect match. So I try and I go towards the A minus A match grade for it.
What match did you say was the perfect match that you was comparing it to?
I say I caution with giving a match like an A plus because to me that's just perfect. Like can't get no higher than that. So I rate it towards a minus A.
I respect that.
I mean? If I can't, I can't give it a perfect, but for what it's worth, it hit all the boxes. We were already complaining and bitching and moaning about fucking Pat McAfee being even around the main event from night one, and so we get the counter to that with just motherfuckers wrestling, ain't no interference. We just having a fucking match. Best man gonna fucking win. And we haven't really gotten that when you really think about that recently in Mania main events. Night ones, night twos last year, no. Year before that, no, I don't think.
Only if
so,
are you I mean
they have to go back 4 Manias ago before I can think about when there was a clean finish Mania, and even maybe further back than that for a Mania main event I'm talking about.
Are you including night one?
That wasn't a clean main event like finish.
The tag team match, I thought was it wasn't no interference or nothing like that. I mean, it was. I mean, granted, it was a street fight, but
yeah, I mean, like, how
you talking about just you talking about just a 1v?
Someone got hit. Someone got caught like with some BS to end that match. If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, but it was within the rules. Like it won't like because it was a street fight, so it won't like no. You see what I'm saying? Like
no. Again, like there's a difference. Even in a street fight, you can get pinned cleanly. That didn't happen in that match.
It did. because the ending of the end.
Now I gotta go and.
I'm gonna tell you the ending of the match. The
Yeah,
ending
go
of
ahead,
the ending of the match.
We may be viewing different. Like I don't think you're splitting
That's
hairs.
true.
Like we may be viewing what's a clean pin.
Oh, okay.
differently.
All right. So, okay, if you saying that Roman using the belt to hit Cody with, before the Rock pinned him wasn't clean, then okay, I get you.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
what
you.
I'm
I
saying.
get you.
Like,
I counted.
you know what I mean?
I counted it within the rules because it was a street fight. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Yeah, I
saying.
mean, if I beat your ass and I powerbomb you through a table and then throw your ass in the ring and pin you 1, 2, 3, that I would view that a little differently than I'm busting you in the head with a belt.
I got you.
And then you know what I mean. That's how I kind of viewed it. But
Nah, I got you.
So I viewed it as like you ain't really had a clean like match where someone just gets beat 1, 2, 3 after their finishing move, like a normal one-on-one match. You ain't seen that in quite a while, so you know.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I would. All right, so for me, and I know I could be overzealous at times. Y'all are quick to tell me that all the time. With a lot of stuff, but couple things about this match. One, I said that CM Punk months ago. I'm not saying he is the best in the world, but I said he definitely got an argument. And Shaq even disagreed, which surprised me. But this man has not missed, yo. Like this man has not missed since he came back. Like because remember he was injured for WrestleMania 40. But if we start from after that, from his match with we don't even have to go back and stop at the Hell in a Cell. We can go to what was the bull strap match in Germany between him and Drew. The bull rope match, Hell in a Cell, the cage match with him and Seth, the Raw main event between him and Steph, the triple threat at WrestleMania 41, him and Gunther, SummerSlam. This man has not missed, yo. And it's almost like what I look at with him and Roman, but specific, and I'll talk about Roman in a second, but with him, it's like, you know how Shawn Michaels was putting on great matches like in like WrestleMania like 14, 13, 12 and stuff like that. They were good, great matches. Some of them you might even call a classic. But then this man came back and just like turned it up to a whole nother gear with like 19, 20, 21. You know what I'm saying? Like just 23, you know what I mean? That's what I feel like we getting with CM Punk right now. I feel like we getting like I don't want to say prime because this ain't prime CM Punk, but it's almost like, yo, I'm a master at this. I know how to tell a story. I know how to sell. I know how to do in-ring psychology. I can wrestle at the peak, and like, yo, this man has not missed, yo, and he deserves all the credit in the world, yo. So I wanted, before we get into the match itself, I at least wanted to say that, y'all. I don't know if y'all agree with me, but this man has not missed, yo. He hasn't. He has not missed, man.
It's about appreciating this is like, I don't want to say that because it's not a 1-to-1, but it's like the same way. Some people aren't going to appreciate what LeBron is doing right now at this age.
Facts.
Until it's after the fact, because it's like, yo, Punk is 44, 45.
Yes.
Like around that age range, if not a little older. Man, like you got to tip your hat to that, to what he's able to do, because there aren't many. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you were saying that, part of was like, man, I mean, part of that goes into one, protecting the character that is CM Punk, and understanding what you can and can't do with that character. And again, like Drew was talking about this, like I think in the CVV, about like, yo, they really hate each other or whatever, but you got to respect that. Hey, man, that man is one of the best on the mic and understands ring psychology and how a match tells a story just as much as what people are saying before that match transpires. So you got to respect it, man. As one of the greats.
Got to, man. What he's doing right now, it's like, as someone who, and I don't think I've ever said this before, but when he initially, like, I was a big CM Punk fan, and not to the level like Shaq, like, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not saying it's a negative way. I'm just saying, like, Shaq, like, he's he's a legit number one CM Punk fan. I wasn't his number one fan, but I was a big CM Punk fan. And I felt betrayed when he left. And as somebody who felt betrayed when he left, I feel like what I feel like he's giving us performance wise, I feel like he feels he owes that to us for the 10-year layoff. I could be wrong about that, but that's just like I said, this man is not, he's giving us great performance after great performance, man. So you got to respect it for sure. I thought it was a perfect match. And I know we might say that a lot, but I felt this way. And then Mark Henry said it after the match, and I felt
cage match. Give it. Let me see here. Go listen to you.
Now you get. I felt validated. This I had not felt this way about a one-on-one match with no shenanigans, no interference, or nothing like that since Taker and Michaels. And I'm not talking about Taker and Michaels 26. I'm talking about 25. Like just a match in which it ain't no shenanigans. We just out here wrestling. And I thought it was a perfect match, man. I thought they both showed out. I don't think you can want anything else. And the promos that we got, there was storytelling from each one of those promo segments that was in the match, even down to Roman saying, "You're not gonna beat me. You stand no chance because you owe." And how the match finished with Punk like literally like giving everything that he had, and it just wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the part. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was letting you finish, but like that's my thing about why that's why like I'm very cautious. You know, I'm already a hard critique.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, that's why like
you balance us out, man. You balance somebody like me out.
Minus A. Because it's like everything you're talking about is very accurate. However, the execution could have been even better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the match, you know, when you're in the heat of it, it is what it is. Like the story was told. And, you know, and again, like this is why I'm like A+. I don't know about that. Like as close to perfect without without perfection being there is what it was.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, man, when Punk swung at him and missed, what if that was actually supposed to be a slap in the face? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end when he's trying to still fight and he misses there. But what if that was actually supposed to be a slap in the face, like a big fuck you to Roman? Like, yo, I'm with it still, but like I'm on my last leg. The impact
that's the HBK Taker ending.
You know what I mean? Like
that's the exact same ending.
Like what happens if it's told better? You know what I mean? Like if it was executed more flawlessly, but not to say that isn't what it was supposed to be in that instance either. You know, it's just that goes into like the subjective nature of like, yo, this is just what I would have wanted.
Now, this is the only match I'm saying all of this with. This is the only match that I haven't had a chance to rewatch. So I've rewatched everything else. So I'm actually, when we get off this podcast, I'm actually gonna rewatch that match. But just off of first view, I would have to go back when I do the. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna rewatch the match first because watching it live, I thought it was perfect. I didn't think they can do anything. Maybe a couple moves, but it's almost like when you rewatch Taker versus Shawn WrestleMania 25, there was a couple moves that they kind of botched on or whatnot that could have been executed. But overall, it's like, yo, this is like a perfect match. I felt the same way, but I'm gonna rewatch it and we gonna see, man. But yeah, it was great. Roman, well, I think we all expected Roman to win. I think Shaq, so you legit felt like Punk was gonna win this match. Why? Was it because of the part-time thing? Yeah, I'm glad.
I also felt as though the part-time thing was one, but also like I was heavy on the win. Like giving him the main event is one thing, but then giving him the win is the icing on the cake. Like what he felt he was owed, what he felt he deserved, which he does. He deserved the main event. Like a long time ago, he deserved the main event. But now we finally gave it to him. Now let's give him the win. Let's cement his legacy in the main event and the win. And plus the part-time thing, I was heavy on that.
So, well, I'm glad Roman, and we'll get into.
You know, it did make sense why Roman won, though, from the business sense. All right. Like,
I mean, if we're talking business sense.
Minus the fandom. Punk wanting to get his, cherry on top and shit. Like, what was, what Trips was good for business, bro. Like, you knew what was good for business. And I hate to be that person, but you knew.
Nah, I mean, to his point, I think your logic, I think if Triple H was still in full control of content, then I think that's what happened. That's what would have happened.
Roman would have still won. Roman was.
You think so? But hey, man, I mean, right now, like you could tell, like they more than just Triple H want him to be champ right now, especially what the news we got last night that could potentially happen that we're going to talk about later, man. But I thought it was the right call. It's Roman. Think about it. Most people who lose the belt, they go after the belt immediately, at least within the first few months. This is Roman's literally his first title match since he lost 2 years ago. It was time, man. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Um I mean, Punk could get I think he's at the point in his career right now where I don't think he needs a big Mania win. I think for him it's just the moments. You know what I'm saying? And he got his moment 2 years in a row. One night, one main event. This one night too. And not only that, he gave an all-time classic, like off instant reaction. I'm like, yo, this is a top 5 Mania match ever. You know what I mean? Once again, I'm gonna rewatch it tonight. But I think that means more to him than actually getting the win. I could be wrong, but like once again, Punk got more Mania classes than Randy Orton. Like, think about it. Like, Randy got one for sure classic, and that's WrestleMania 30, the triple threat.
Triple threat.
I give him 2, but Shaq, you don't even give him 2 because you don't think Taker and Randy was a classic.
I don't.
So now the other one is him and Punk. Do you think that was a classic? Or do you think that was a great match?
Just a great match.
Other than that, the rest of them, the rest of them, you think about 24, the triple threat with him, Triple H and Cena, that was cool, but it won't special. A lot of people feel like the match with him and Triple H was an all-time disappointment at WrestleMania 25. That was the main event. You know what I mean? Like Punk got more Mania classes than Randy, man. It's crazy. But shout out to Roman. Let's get into some other stuff real quick. So that's how night 2 started. I mean, ended. But how night 2 started, man. Man, and if you don't know what we talk about, Oba Femi, man. If there was a definition for what we mean by to the moon, that was it. That man has gone to the moon, and to all. If there's any match that I'm not complaining about the time restraint,
no, that's what that needed to be.
That's what that needed to be.
What that needed to be.
Exactly. We didn't need no. Oh, you kick out of a million F5s and you kick out of a million Fall of Graces. No, that's exactly what we needed, man.
It needed to be no more than that.
So shout out to Oba, man. But before I'm gonna let y'all go in regards to the match. Here's what I will say though, man. I don't know what's going on as far as Brock and the scandals and everything like that. So I'm not speaking on that. But what I will say is for Brock to do what he did. First of all, when the last time you seen Brock sell like that? And what I mean by that is when the last time you seen Brock lay down in the middle of the ring till somebody completely walked out of the arena? You haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? The way he put Oba over for this entire feud up until Mania, because the way that it's built, typically how this goes is Oba get the advantage, and then in the match is when somebody like Brock will win, right? The way he sold for Oba, the way he put Oba over, and nobody knew that he was retiring. And maybe he made that call like, look, like I put this kid over so much, I'm gonna give him the moment instead of giving him the Gunther. We don't know for sure, right? So Gunther might be pulling him back out of retirement with a storyline that he owed Paul Heyman or whatever. But I'm just saying, because a lot of people didn't know that he was gonna do that. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Brock for actually doing that, man. Hey, it was a black man that put him over, you know what I mean? And he returned the favor, man. We appreciate that, man. But how y'all feel about Oba right now? What y'all think is next for Oba, man?
So I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound it's not gonna sound like hate. Be careful what the fan does. Be careful what wrestling fans wish for, right? Because once they get it, they're gonna hate. And I don't want it to happen to Oba this quickly. Everybody wanted Jay to win that championship. And as soon as he won it, they hated on him. Like they hated it automatically, right? fans were chanting at the post show, like when Roman came out, they were chanting Oba, Oba's next, right? Not so quick. I don't want fans to turn on Oba this quick just yet.
I think it's different though.
I don't.
I think it, I'm gonna tell you why.
Fans love what's new until it's Christmas time and they get
So
it.
I mean,
Willie, I think go ahead.
There are some things that if you're trying to like use he's gonna get hit with the Jey Uso rub, so to speak. I doubt it. Again, like there were flaws in Jey Uso way before he was deemed a Yeet Master and people wanted him to win the belt and have that, hero story or whatever have you that Oba hasn't had to deal with. And again, their path to where they're at is totally different. Again, like everybody knew, and it just got pushed even more to the forefront about people's frustration with Jay on the mic, and the chinks in the armor started to show a lot more once Jay got the title as world champ. And they were already showing when he was IC champ, and people were seeing it then about, oh man, can he put on a good match? Can he talk on the mic how they need him to? Blah, 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 blah. Along those lines, that Oba has already proven time and time again when he was in NXT and just got validated once they finally gave him the green light on the main roster when, the Brock feud started to go as far as his mic skills. Can you put him in the title picture? Can he hold his own? And he's checked all those boxes from NXT and they just got validated once he got to the main roster. So
for me, it ain't
that Uso rub on him, man, from the negative standpoint.
Nah, it ain't. For me, it ain't even about that. It's too. For me, I get what you're saying, Shaq, but I think it's completely different just from the standpoint. With Jay, it was for the moment, right? That's what pissed me off about the whole backlash towards Jey Uso. You all knew this about Jay. Like he was better. What does saying like he's better in the tag team? He's always been better in the tag team. The story set him up for what happened. Everybody wanted to pay off to the story. That's the difference. Jay was a product of the story of the bloodline and everybody being invested in that character and wanted to see some type of payoff. Well, Oba it's not about a story. He is the fans' chosen one. He is the fans' pick to be the next franchise. He is what did Willie say a couple weeks ago, right? He said that Mello is Trick is what Mello was supposed to be, right? Like, what I'm saying? The fans chose Trick. That's why Trick got that spot at Mania, right? They chose Trick. The fans are choosing Oba. So that's it's almost like you got somebody that might get pushed by TKO, and this is the person that they want versus this is the person that the fans want. You know what I'm saying? This was organic, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no force field behind us or anything like that. They put Oba in the spotlight to see what happened, and the fans made sure he took off. Like I said, the entrance, if you think Oba's entrance is one of the best entrances, it's because of the fans and the way the people got behind him, man. So I think it's two completely different situations. Like, he's not a product of a story that you wanted. Once again, Kofi was a product of a story that you wanted to see pay off with the I've been here for 11 years and stuff like that. Even when somebody as simple as Matt Cardona, when he won the IC title at WrestleMania 32 in the ladder match, as a product of a story. But the problem is with stories is once that story's been paid off, the same thing with Cody. Once that story's been paid off, fans are wanting for something new. Oba's not a product of a story. He's just who the fans want to see next. He's that guy that we knew in NXT. For those of you that watch NXT, we knew in NXT there was something special about him. And we've watched his promos, we watched everything about him, his matches, and we was like, yo, he next up, and he finally got a chance to prove it, man. So I get what you're saying, and it's a great pause for concern as well. If the fans do turn on him, like you said, I'm gonna be pissed, but I just think it's two completely different situations, man.
So all right, that's cool, right? And you make a great point. So would you have been happy if instead of Jacob last night on Raw, it was Oba?
No, only because of how they built it in the press conference. It's not.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's not time yet. Like, they were chanting that Sunday night to Roman. Like Oba's next. That's what I'm saying. It's not time yet. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I'm
no,
saying.
no, no,
It's
no, no,
not
nah,
time
nah.
yet.
That's not happening no time soon.
That, that,
But
that, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not
yeah,
time yet. That's what I'm saying.
nah, that's not
Okay,
happening no
we're
time
on the
soon.
same page. All right.
Nah,
Okay,
nah, nah,
we're
nah,
good
nah.
Hey,
then.
let me ask y'all this: who are like non-nepo wrestlers who have learned the business through the NXT pipeline that are big names now?
Non-nepos.
Yeah, so it would have to be someone
Barely.
like
What do you mean big name? Like
like
describe your
like
name.
they weren't indie. They didn't come through the indie pipe. They came strictly through like graduated college right into NXT, like over
Bianca,
Bianca.
B,
What on the
Bianca.
male side, on the men's side,
Um.
who
Did
didn't
I
that
have the
mean, I
family
mean, I mean,
background?
I
did
mean,
that did that
would you
dude
put?
that went to that school across the water?
Yeah, about to say
Count.
Trick. You gotta put Trick in that convo if you
I
put
don't
Oba in
say
that
I don't
convo.
say his
Yeah.
name.
So I'm trying to think of who are
Mello.
the
Mello
no
was
Mello's indie.
Mello's not
Mello's indie.
Mello's
Oh,
indie.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
What I was commenting on is like who are the WWE made products that have transcended yet, like or on the path to superstardom. Like is Oba that person? Is Oba the first one?
I gotta go back and look. I don't think he's the first, but
Because I was sitting here thinking about it. Like,
You saying just the fellas?
yeah, like on the men's side,
that's a
you could look on the
product.
women's side too. But I was more so
It's
curious what on the
more
men's side.
examples on the women's side than the
Yeah,
men. I will
Bianca
say that.
is easily the first one that
Yeah,
comes to mind.
yeah,
Because Rhea was indie.
yeah. Rhea was
Um,
in the.
I'm trying to think
What
of anybody
was
else.
Mercy was Sasha Indy?
Sasha was indie.
Hmm. While y'all doing that, Jasper asked a question. He said, "What storyline do you put Oba in?" I know for me, I think you just continue to have him like tear his way through the roster. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? You just line up whoever respectable. It don't have to be like a Seth Rollins or a Gunther, but you know what I'm saying? Like how they have him go against Rusev before he went against Brock. Now Nets, you might I don't know, like well, LA Knight, it looked like he about to feud with Gunther, but just somebody that's you know what I'm saying, respectable or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't put them in the ring with, you know what I'm saying, I hate to say this about them, but you don't put them in the ring with the War Raiders, but at the same time, like you give him respectable feuds and just allow him to continue to like to tear through the roster, you know what I'm saying? That's his story. Like whoever step in front of him right now, he putting them down and then move on, you know.
If I was being honest, man, I would love to see, but I still think it's too soon because the record is so fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to continue him on the trajectory, give him the Gunther path. Give that motherfucker the IC title and let him hold that shit for a year, 2 years plus, and get close to, if not break Gunther's record in that time frame. You have made him such a fucking animal and monster that people pick the like it's the Teddy Long. You about to go one
Hey,
on one with the Undertaker, and everybody's
that's
like, "Oh,
that's
god
literally
damn,
hey,
not again, please no."
and you know how we know that will work
Mhm,
because that's literally what they did in NXT. They
yep.
put the North American Championship on him immediately.
Hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, he's the longest reigning North American champion.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, and then they transition him right to the title. So we know it will
That gives
work.
him enough time to make
Mhm.
him larger than life, to even more than what he's done.
Yeah,
That gives you don't have to worry about him interfering with the Roman Reigns, the Gunthers, the Seth Rollins, at
yeah.
least not yet. So they can continue to build him up. Like,
And
and I
what and
think it's
what?
a perfect path. Same way they did with Gunther.
That's a
Give
good
him
point.
something to do in the meantime before they throw him in the main event title picture, give him his title
Yeah,
reign and all that.
that's a good point because at one point people forget like it wasn't just mid Carter's going after the IC title. It was main eventers. The triple threat at WrestleMania 39 was against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So yeah, I now that you made that point, assuming he's gonna be on Raw, we assuming he's gonna be on Raw.
Yeah.
He hasn't officially declared yet, but assuming he's gonna be on Raw, IC title. But even if he's not gonna be on Raw, the US title too, like
Like
You know what I
keep him in
mean?
some number one contender, triple threats, fatal four ways. So he's just
Yeah.
dancing around there, and
hmm
he wins because of some bullshit that has him in
NST
another
gave us the
rivalry with somebody. Man, like
NST. Looking when you look back at
plenty of
what
shit to keep
NST
him
did with
busy.
him. Yeah, when you look at back at what NST did with him, they actually like gave the perfect blueprint for how to do that.
Mm.
That's probably why they wanted, because the story Shawn Michaels said on somebody's podcast during the WrestleMania coverage that they wanted Javon Evans to stay longer for the same thing. They wanted to build the way they built it around Oba. They was gonna take that next year and build it around Javon with Javon as champ and stuff like that.
I would have loved
Uh,
that. Not to
He
say
said that
like,
on his documentary. Yeah, he
yeah,
wanted. Is Drew to have a profile for Over next?
well, Drew's going on business trip for
yeah,
movies for a
Oh, he's
while.
filming the
So
movie, right?
yeah,
but
he's doing
nah.
Highlander.
But I would say no. That would be a good feud for sure.
But
And I
only
think
reason I say no is because again, like Drew just pit Jacob over. I'm not trying to see Drew have to lay down again to
mhm.
pit someone else. Drew is in his prime, man. He needs to be
Yeah, I'm trying to think
winning more
who would
matches
Ober's
right
next
now.
feud be against. I'm really trying to think.
Yeah, I mean,
Give him
honestly,
his Sheamus. Give him a vet that's
yeah,
legitimate, who's the former champ. I think that's you
just,
know,
Sheamus.
just
yeah.
somebody respectable, man. Long as you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, just somebody respectable that he can have a respectable feud against. It ain't got to be a big name right now. You know what I'm saying? I would love. I would shoot. I don't know what his timetable for return is from injury. But I would love it. Let's say Bronson Reed came back
Or
soon.
Bronson.
That's cool with me. You know what I mean? Somebody like that. So just somebody respectable, man. Ain't gotta be a big name right now. Like I said, you continue to build him up. But I
Yeah,
like what Willie
Ober
was saying
versus
with the
JC.
IC title.
Yeah, Ober versus JC Mateo.
Yeah. Know what I mean? So also all right. So in regards to all right, look, so night in regards to night one, we do got to talk about this Cody and Randy situation. So Cody won, which a lot of people did not see happening. A lot of people did not see Cody winning, including myself. I had Randy winning, but I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Cody won, and sure enough, Cody won. Um, I how do y'all feel about that match? How do y'all feel about what happened after the match, and how do y'all feel about what's next? Apparently, report came out today that tag team match is scrap. Apparently, like Pat McAfee is officially done with wrestling for a long time. I don't think he's retired, but I think he's gonna be done for a while. So, but how did y'all feel about the match itself?
It was a very
Uh,
slow, prodding, forgettable match for real.
yeah, we watched that together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, man, this is taking a while for them to actually ring the bell
hmm
with all the shenanigans just to get to an actual match. I mean, hey man, it just felt like one of those things. All right, we got to do this shit to get through this to actually fucking
hmm
wrestle. And so the front end of it was unbearable with Pat and Jelly Roll again. Jelly Roll just it's like Pat and all of them got all this bullshit and boom, pan the camera. Jelly Roll was just mysteriously there, like, hold on, I
Jerry just
got this,
appeared.
guys. I
Yeah.
got this. Let me take care of this for you. Let me
Mm.
hop on this table and jump on this guy. And then you guys, I got you, Cody, man. Like,
Yeah.
all right, man.
Yeah, there's not really like I
Why?
don't know. It just yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? And they understand that. It's like, man, hey, man, we just
Yeah.
got to do this shit. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
I appreciate that though, because I feel like that's what didn't happen last year. Last year they tried to pull this wool over our eyes, like we should appreciate what's going on and just ignore it and all this other stuff. No, like John Cena should have AA Travis Scott and got him up out of there. You know, so the same way Randy RKO Pat McAfee. Like at least like I think the match itself was good. It's just like you said, the shenanigans beforehand and um even towards the end, I think the match itself was a typical Randy type of match where slow build, you target it, saying body part or whatever and go from there. So um I'm not mad at Cody winning because we know this feud is gonna continue. What I will be mad
Mhm.
at is if Randy Orton doesn't get one win. Like that is just not realistic, yo. Like Cody should not be Randy four straight times. And when I say four, I'm including the match they had last year. It should not happen. Like if they have a re,
Cody shouldn't have been set 4 straight times, but guess what?
he's sitting.
But
It's
guess
just
what?
it's
But guess
sit
what?
it just shouldn't happen,
When
man.
you
Like
are
you,
QB1, that happens.
this is this is how is it a rivalry? It's no rivalry with like this is one of those
We ain't calling it a rivalry. That's what they
that
called it.
that's true. I mean, this is one of those feuds. It's like you gotta do more with it than just like I don't know, man. I just once again I'm not mad with Cody winning that Mania, but if they're gonna continue this feud, like you mean to tell me Randy can't figure out a way? Heel Randy can't figure out a way to beat Cody. Like that just you know what I'm saying? It
I
don't
mean,
sound right, man. It just
doesn't he even punted the man in the head and he still showed up on Monday.
which is wild.
He
Which
still
I thought
showed
I
up
was
on Monday.
tripping. Like, why is he here? He just got punted 2 nights ago. Why is he
But
here?
the bump used to write you off for a minute, and then he was back on Monday.
Man, with the Walker saying because you got a black eye, like, come on,
Yeah, that
dog.
boy got kicked for real.
He did get kicked for real. You go back and watch, he got kicked for real.
That shit definitely
The
hurt.
boy Bob when he should have weaved.
Yeah, real talk. Real talk. Shout out to Randy for checking on him afterwards.
Yeah, you
too.
can tell me, like, "Were you all right?"
Yeah, he ain't something went wrong. Something went wrong. Um, and in regards to all right, so in regards to that, y'all think Seth and Gunther lived up to the hype?
That was a good match. Yes,
That
that
was-
was a
I
good
would say
match.
lived up to the hype is to acknowledge like it was everything we wanted and more.
Yeah.
It wasn't that, but it was a good match.
But I don't think
Yeah.
those two can have a bad match. If they tried, I don't think they can have a bad match.
The only match I did the only match on either card that I wouldn't care to watch again is the 6-man tag. But shout out to ISO Speed though, because I don't know if people paid attention. He did a double frog splash. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like that's he shout out to him, man, for doing that. But there's not, and I'm being for real, like there's not one match in which outside of that 6-man tag in which I felt like it was just a bad match. Like I just felt I'm gonna take that back. You can't say that about the Cody and the Randy match because they had their time. They had 25 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can fact check me on that, but I think it was 25. I know it was over 20 for sure. But all the other matches outside of Roman and CM Punk, it's not Seth, Cody and Randy. I felt like all these matches did the best they could with the time. I felt like, as one of you said it, and one of you turned out to be right. I felt like the Drew and Jacob match was good, but it would have been even better if it wasn't on that first hour, because there's only so much you can do with live TV. I feel like it would have been even better. So that's the current theme of WrestleMania for me. Like for the most part, it just I can't say it was on the wrestler's fault. It wasn't. Like even the women's fatal 4-way tag match was good, but it just felt like it was rushed. Now, granted, because of the whole Page thing, that probably needed to happen. But yeah, man, I don't feel like there was even you watch Finn and Dom. I rewatched Finn and Dom. That was a good match. You know what I'm saying? That match I think got 10 minutes. I think that match got 10 minutes. I'm gonna have to pull up or one of you, if one of you could pull up like the time. See if you could pull up the time for each match. I watch
Cage match. That's what I'm saying. Which match?
Finn and Dom. How long was that?
47 seconds.
Okay. How long was Sammy and Trick?
7 minutes.
Side note, Jade and Rhea, gotta give Jade her props. That's the best she's wrestled since she's been in WWE. And it's funny because Mania is like the Super Bowl for football in the aspect of there's a lot of there's
another casual.
There's a lot of casual wrestling fans or either non-wrestling fans who watch Mania just because it's Mania. And everybody that I know that's not a wrestling fan but watched Mania was pissed at the fact that Jade lost. Like, yo, we don't care about Rhea, yo. Why Jade out here losing? They was pissed, yo. I found that funny. I had to tell a couple of the homies.
Jade has a look for the culture, man. I mean, she's naturally just going to attract eyes to that product that normally would not be watching it.
Right.
Women
Exactly.
women watch it for Jade.
For
I
Like
agree.
Jade.
black women watch
Mm-hmm.
WWE for Jade who did
For
not watch wrestling before that. They were like, "Who's this?"
yeah.
You know what I
Cause
mean?
she's a star.
Our
She's a
girls like that.
star.
Other girls like Jade.
She's a star. And once again that speaks to the difference in product because she wouldn't be world champion AEW just off a look. Now AEW, like your wrestling skills got to be up there because they're gonna expect you to put on like classic matches. Whereas in WWE, she's a star. She's gonna put butts in seats, and you know what I'm saying. A lot of people, except for us, not really gonna care about her performance in the ring like that, and that kind of proved WrestleMania because, like I said, a lot of people were pissed that she lost. Man, I wish that match would have got more time. I hope they continue that feud. I really do. And that I didn't feel like I was gonna say that before this match. I thought it was gonna be the end of the feud, but afterwards. With the chemistry that they have, and you got to give Rhea her credit. Rhea has brought the best out of people the past couple of years, but
Mhm.
shout out to them. I felt like shout out to Sammy and Trick. Shout out to Trick winning. But yeah, it felt like we watched, and here's the last conversation we're gonna have before we get out of here in regards to Mania. It felt like we watched two different WrestleManias. Night two, I was
That's 1,000%. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
night two, I was fine with, even with the time restraints, because it felt like outside of Rhea and Jade, it felt like the matches had an accurate time length. I said it. I didn't feel like Finn and Dom needed to be like 15, 20 minutes or whatnot because it's Demon Finn. It wasn't Finn Balor. Sammy and Trick, that match didn't need to go on for a long period of time. Of course, Oba and Brock didn't need to go on for a long period of time. The IC ladder match was 15 minutes, which I think was a great time. I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad it got more than 10. And shout out to everybody in that match. 'Cause everybody in that match showed out. And then Punk and Roman got 34 minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? It was an all-time classic. So at least with night two, it felt accurate. Night one, the issue was it was entirely inaccurate. Like we did all this build up for Becky and AJ, and they only got 7 minutes. Right?
That's insane. Like
That's
that's crazy.
insane. That's insane,
Yeah, they
yo.
cut out 30 minutes, 40 minutes of a Hulk Hogan doc. Nobody wanted to watch. We would have been all right.
Man, yo, it's crazy. So here's a conversation I wanted to ask you guys. Is it time to have, in regards to night ones and night twos, is it time to have the conversation on when we ranking these? Do we need to separate them or do we need to keep them together?
Keep them together. They just have to do a better job of making it feel
Yeah,
like
you got to
Mania.
keep them together.
Yeah.
Like I like the night one, night two thing. However, they just have to do a better job of not making it so fucking corporate.
Hmm.
Like it and like it's lost its feeling. And again,
Yeah.
maybe that's just part of trying to innovate and be different.
Yeah, but it's
And
also corporate now.
and
Like
yeah,
if you watch USC on Paramount now, you don't even see like sometimes you don't even see the fighters walkouts because they're playing commercials that you just come back to them in the octagon. Like I'm like, oh, this is
the
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
the
So
best example I can give of how it's gone so corporate. Remember how big a deal it used to be for the Mania stage reveal?
they
Yeah.
don't even do a stage anymore.
Bruh,
Yeah,
bruh, ain't nothing spectacular about
yeah.
that
They don't
shit.
even do a stage
They did a
anymore.
reveal, but it won't.
Yeah,
Did you
nothing
see
to
It
it
look
won't.
at.
Cody
Yeah,
when Cody did it and everyone was in the
Yeah.
ring? How mid that
Yeah.
felt and
That
looked.
it didn't even feel special.
it
You know,
wasn't.
you know
It
what that
wasn't a set.
was?
Yeah, like it
You know
wasn't a
what that
stage.
was? That was for people who overpaid for
Hmm.
irrelevant shit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And
No,
got it
that's real.
recorded and put it
That's
on their
real.
streaming. You know what I mean? To get views towards, bro, man, come on.
Yeah,
What are we
crazy,
doing here,
bro.
bro?
My man paid to sit down next to the announcers without a microphone.
That was the
Man,
wildest shit, bro. Like,
He had a headset but no microphone. Like, no, you're
no
not saying
microphone.
nothing. Yeah, dog, you cut it out.
It's
Yeah,
it's crazy. I think, and once again it sucks because once again night one had a lot of those matches been given more time. This could have been an all timer. Had some of those matches been given more time, man, this could have been an all timer. This could have been it because of the main event and because of Oba. There's still gonna be there's still gonna be a mania that we talk about for a long time, but it's strictly based off of night two. Um,
but this is fair. Going into this, with the wrestling fans that we talked to, we said that this mania is really hit or miss.
Yeah.
Like we
And
was
this is
like we didn't have high hopes for this.
and two things is a trend. One, the past couple of years, the crowd, the actual live attendees for Mania don't have a lot of the complaints that we do watching. And it seems like the people that's there has had a better experience than us because they don't have to deal with all these ads and commercials and stuff like that that we do watching at home. And then two, for the past couple of years, it's felt like night one, except for WrestleMania 39. But last year's, matter of fact, the last two Manias, it felt like night one was like an appetizer. And night two is like, all right, this is Mania. You know what I'm saying?
That
And
isn't
I don't
how it
feel
should
like
feel.
it's not
That
how
is
it
not
should
how it should
feel.
feel. Night
Mania
one
should
should
feel
be
like
just
Mania.
as big as night two.
Exactly. Night one should
You
be
know what I
just as
mean?
special, man. We should leave both nights. And granted, I will say this: the main event of last year's night one, we kind of felt that way. But outside of the main event for night one, like off the top of your head, you can't think of another moment that stood out from night one of last year's Mania. Now, off the top of your head, if you looked at the card, you might think something, but that's how special Mania is supposed to be. Where as soon as you think of a Mania, your moment's supposed to pop out to you. And outside of the main event of last year's night one, you can't really think of a moment that stood out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And then in regards to the Raw at the Mania, shout out to Oba. I felt like that was perfect. That was the mic drop, the one liner, that was perfect. Shout out to All Ego getting called up. I don't know if Soul Ruka is officially called up. I personally think that was an advertisement for
Yeah, I think
NXT
she's
Ventures.
wrestling tonight on NXT.
Yeah, I think that
So,
was just advertisement. I don't think she's officially been called up.
hold on, we
But
got a question in the chat.
what's up?
Liv versus Stephanie. Did the right person win? Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. I don't like the time. To me, I think the injury situation, I think that's BS, man. Like if you're wrestling, you're wrestling. You can get injured in 5 minutes, you can get injured in 15. I think that
It
match
was
should have got
30 seconds. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that match should have got more time. That match should have got more time. That was a travesty too. Like once again, your co-main events, and it was crazy because we were so well. I know I was one of them. I was quick to say, "Yo, we got more than one women's match on the card. That's for like that's just not for a title. Like they doing women justice." And as soon as we say that, you know what I'm saying? Like you give the two title matches for the women got a combined 17 minutes. No, 14 minutes. Got a combined 14. No, 17. I'm right. It's 17 minutes. Crazy. But nah, Liv should have won. But I am
Mm-hmm.
glad they continuing that.
They're gonna
That
continue the feud. Yeah, they're gonna continue.
yeah, because you give them more time at Backlash,
They're gonna
they gonna
cook.
they gonna cook. They gonna cook. They gonna cook. Yeah. So yeah, the right person won. Oh, as far as that, he want to know our thoughts on the IC ladder match. As far as the IC ladder match, I just felt like they cooked everything happened the way it's supposed to be. Of course, I wanted Javon to win, but I'm cool with Penta winning. Shout out to Penta too. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, so shout out to his interest with Shao Kahn. That was absolutely fire.
Shout out to
Um,
Seth too.
Steph's joint was fire, but I couldn't figure out, was he Scorpion or Ghost Rider?
He smoke.
Oh, he was Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was fire. That was fire. I ain't gonna lie. Seth always
Seth
he's
always got
always
interesting. Yeah,
he
always
always
creative.
got a good answer. He always
Yeah.
creative with his, man. So shout out to him. That was fire. Um, what else? As far as Raw at the Mania. Oh yeah, the last thing. So you said it earlier. It was Jacob that came out. A lot of people thought it was gonna be Gunther. I
Mm-hmm.
thought Roman's next feud was gonna be Gunther. I was one of them. It
Which
was it was
so that's remember I put in the chat. So now I'm thinking that Brock, he's not gonna Gunter's not gonna let him
Yeah,
retire.
I don't think he's retiring either.
Yeah, Gunter's not gonna. They're not like that. He said, "I want to be the, just talk shit and
mm-hmm.
and bait Brock into a match or
Mm-hmm.
two." Yeah,
I hope
and
that's what happens.
yeah.
I hope that's what happens. You know
Like
what I'm
had Gunther
saying?
came out, because remember I put in the chat. I think I was like, "But wait, what if the favor wasn't for Brock? Like, what if it was for the title? Because he knew if Roman won, and I think Paul could make that happen, maybe. So, but now that it's Jacob, I'm not sure. I think is still Gunther versus Brock is the plan.
Part of me feels Paul wants to get back on Brock for Brock not bothering to come to help him. And it was Punk who came to save him when Solo was tribal
Yeah,
chief.
Solo, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's that eventual, like that's why he crosses him or something. Because again, Paul is always for himself. And
Always saving himself. Yeah.
That's why we're saying we back. We back now. Cause now every week, what we've missed so much, and what I know, what I appreciate as a bloodline Roman Reigns fan, is that every week you had to tune in to see what's going to happen next as far as the story. It was storytelling at its finest, and we picked right back up where we left off. Cause the last man we expected to come out was Jacob. Jacob technically is on SmackDown, so now you got this whole intrigue with like, like what's going to happen? Is there a situation where Jacob going to lose to Roman at Backlash and going to make him fall in line? Like, how is this whole thing going to build up? Is Jay really over? What happened with Roman and all? Now we get to ask all these questions week to week. And Roman already confirmed he's gonna be on Raw next week, and Jacob's gonna be there. So we back in that instance, man. And in regards to Roman himself, I got a question for you, Shaq, in particular. Where do you put Roman as a wrestler? Like, where would you rank him after Sunday night?
Like all time?
No,
right
just right now. Yeah, it's too early to have that all time conversation. Even though it's not too early for Punk. I will say this in regards to Punk, we got to start having that conversation sooner. Where we gonna put him all time,
Bro, I refuse to allow anybody to, with all due respect, pit Roman Reigns in best wrestlers of all time categories. We're talking about the in-ring part.
Nah, my question wasn't all time. My question is right now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I said it's too early for all time. It's too early for all time. But I said we got to have that conversation.
Again, the front end of his resume will forever tinge any argument for him being
that
like,
you see
now
you
giving two careers.
Willie, you this is where I'm trying to stop you as a friend. I'm trying to stop you as a friend because you don't realize what you're doing right now. You don't realize what you're doing. Oh,
I know what I'm doing.
I
know what I'm doing.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm talking about the in-ring work. Remember, we always talked this shit about him when we went to Mania and all that, about the in-ring product. Again, that has not changed but so much. The quality of the story that's told with in-ring psychology, okay, cool. Hats off. But again, like, we're not going to sit here. That's why. Why are you asking that question? Like,
so now,
you want to talk about right now? Great wrestler. Amazing. He has been knocking you out the park based on the character.
That's what. Let me
staying in that lane.
But I never said all time though. You jumped out there. I never said all time.
Dog. Because I know the foundational work you're trying to lay right now. And
I'm not. First of all, here's what you just did, and this is why you need to listen to me, dog. You don't realize you just gave Shaq ammo because it's one conversation that we have not had on this channel yet. And we haven't had the battle of the GOATs conversation between us and Undertaker and him and HBK. You know he's going to use that same argument in regards to Taker, right? What you just said in regards to the wrestling early on in his career.
What was wrong with the front end of his career? What the fuck? What the fuck? Are we really about to do this?
What are we talking about? Who we talking about?
To do this?
Who we talking about right now?
No. So Dennis trying to insult our GOATs front end of his career.
I'm not. No. Don't twist my. Don't twist my words. No. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that. I'm not insulting Taker. I don't feel that way. I know for a fact he does, and I know for a fact a lot of people do. So the fact that you said that, he's going to use that as a talking point in regards to Taker. HBK argument. I know he is because he's gonna look at WrestleMania 9. I know Shaq. He's gonna look at WrestleMania 9. He's gonna look at WrestleMania 11.
Just 9.
He's gonna look at the front part. I'm with you, but what I'm saying is like you. It's almost like an episode of First Take right now. I'm telling you, don't get this man ammo.
Like the argument I'm making about Roman is what he's again. That does not apply again, and I'm ready for that. When it's time to have that conversation, I'm ready for that because all he can hold on to is this whole Mr. WrestleMania shit, which is the dumbest shit fucking ever. When he doesn't even have the fucking best record.
He
And
does
fucking like Reggie
He
Jackson is Mr. October because of what he did in fucking October.
He has the best matches at WrestleMania.
Damn, bro.
But he'll have the best record.
He has the time to turn up. He is
no,
Mr.
now listen, now listen. If you want to hang on, Dan, we not. I just want to say this one thing because we're not gonna get on this fucking. No, I'm not gonna fall into this trap. All right, like for someone to say this, have the audacity to say this shit and talk shit about, oh well, he has the best matches, and I'm like, yo, he has the best record.
You forgot. You forgot. I didn't say anything, right? You forgot your beef was with Dead. I said nothing this whole time,
bro.
You forgot.
We talking about your arguments. You just said
what argument did I? What argument did I have?
I mean, he has the best matches.
What argument did I? Remember, I said nothing. That's what you said. Dead asked me a question, and then you said something, and I was quiet the whole time. I said nothing.
Taker.
Nothing.
For the record, Taker has as many Mania classes as HBK.
I said nothing.
I know because there's nothing for you to say when we discuss the Undertaker as a go. I know I'm right. You ain't gotta tell me I'm fucking right, nigga. The fuck you think this is?
You're right. Your Honor, the lawyer is badgering the witness. You're right. You're right.
What are we talking about?
Willie Russell Smith III, Junior Esquire is badgering.
Shaquem French. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this.
Chill out. You're way too much. Yeah, chill.
But yeah, the question was for right now. It's way too early to have that conversation about all the time. But for right now.
One of the best wrestlers out there, man. You gotta give Roman that.
Yeah. Sure.
I knew you was gonna say that. I want to see what Shaq gonna say.
Yeah, sure. Top 10
in WWE right now.
I'm doing all promotions. You said wrestling is wrestling. I'm doing all promotions.
Nah, we just WWE.
I don't know how they got to this tribal chief thing, but that, like, you talk about a 180 in career, like, and even with them forcing Roman, whatever, when we didn't want him, it's like the product he's put out there when he steps in that fucking ring, man. You know what I mean? Since the tribal chief, fucking cinema, bro.
I ain't gonna say it's crazy. I ain't gonna say it's the greatest turnaround ever. I personally think the greatest turnaround.
What was better? What was better than Roman's?
I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. The way the New Day started to the way they peaked, yo, like you talking about somebody being handed like trash and like turning it into gold. Maybe that's not fair because they had the same characters the whole time. They just found a way to make it work. So maybe that's not fair. But when I think about a turnaround, like
I mean, they went from like the gospel preachers or whatever, whatever they made that, they positive folk, So.
The way they turned, like, I mean, won't nobody checking for Woods, won't nobody really checking for Big E like that.
I see it. You may have a point there,
And Kofi was like the main person, and once they peaked, it was like they went.
You put that with Roman.
As far as the turnaround,
so like best wrestling, like turnarounds, like
just turnaround.
But again, like when I think about Roman, niggas,
Triple H was pretty bad, guys.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
He was Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
But again, like
he was pretty bad.
Was it because of the punishment in the turnaround?
No, it was pretty bad.
I don't. You know what's crazy? I don't hear. And I'm not trying to be racist.
I didn't have beef with Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
A lot of people didn't have beef with him.
The character was his rep. What he was doing when he turned into the game. It's just it won't that.
But it won't. It won't
that.
But people were still checking for Hunter Hearst Helmsley though. Same thing with Roman. Same thing with Roman Reigns. Like with Roman, even with him as the big dog, like those kids, the kids loved Roman. It was the adults that hated him. But he still.
By the time he was the big dog, you can clearly see that this is the company who the company wants to align themselves with.
He was always. It wasn't just that. He was always top 3 in merchandise sales. Like the kids was buying his stuff. You know what I'm saying? When we went to WrestleMania 33, I had those gloves on because my godson wanted them. You know what I'm saying? Like the people were still checking for him. It wasn't us. It was the kids. But You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were still buying his merch. He was still selling a lot of merch and stuff like that. Dog, nobody was checking for the New Day. And not only was nobody checking for them, it was individuals that weren't nobody really checking for outside of one person. And then the characters, like, remember how they first showed up? Like, they first showed up just standing ringside. Like, we didn't know what they was about to do. Then they got the gospel thing or whatever. They was getting booed every week. And then they kind of just, the way they turned that into like an all-time group, like Hall of Fame group. You know what I'm saying? Like, I, off the top of my head, once again, like, people were checking. We may not have liked Roman's character, but people were checking. He was main eventing for a reason. Like, New Day, I can't think of nothing better than that off the top of my head as far as the character turnaround, bro. I can't.
I got Triple A. He had a hog pen match with pigs, like this.
But the white people loved it though.
Damn, I do remember that.
The white people.
He had it was garbage. Like, he had a hog pen match.
But it wasn't.
That. I don't think he heard. The object of the match was to throw them into the pig pen. That's how you lost the match.
But he also had the benefit of being a part of DX, which led to that transition to the game. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about transition, talking about where they were, nobody checking for them being trash, and then going to the top.
Nah, people were checking for Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Were.
It's the same. It's the same argument that we have with the American Badass Undertaker and Deadman. Black people did not like American Badass, but them white people loved him. Like, still do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when white people loved Hunter Hearst Helmsley, he was everything they hated. This rich knob, that nobody liked him.
Nobody. No, what I'm saying is, like, nobody loved him, but they were checking for him. He was at wrestling.
We got to respectfully disagree on that, bro.
No, I mean, I think they were checking for him.
They were checking for him, bro.
You don't get the DX storyline without having some semblance of relevance to that point that you can transition to. And again, like, I'll give grace for the fact of the kind of characters that they were portraying when Triple H first got on board. Because remember, wasn't he William Regal's bitch boy when he first came on?
I think so.
Triple H.
I think
he was like his servant at first when he first came on.
Yeah,
like,
I believe so.
I don't remember that.
Man, I'm about to Google that.
Because Steven Regal was in WCW at that point.
Why you said that? Jasper said he believed that the new storyline is setting up Jay to be the new tribal chief. Yeah, he said he believes that.
Absolutely, definitely.
You think so too? That Jay gonna be the new tribal chief eventually?
Yeah, I can imagine it eventually happening. With something's gonna piss Jay off and he's gonna crash out.
I personally, my prediction is that what the bloodline story did for Jay, I think they about to remix this and it's gonna do the same thing, but for Jacob. I think all of this is setting everything up for Jacob. The fact that Jacob's the first opponent lined up for Roman Reigns. Remember, the first opponent lined up for Roman Reigns originally was Jay Uso. And then there was a whole story of how he was being treated and stuff like that. Roman made hint to the fact that if he lose, he's going to have to acknowledge me. And he might do him the same way he did Jay early on. And I think it's going to set Jacob up for what Jay eventually got. That's my prediction. I think Jay is gonna remain loyal because part of it is I think Jay already had his moment, and I think you know what I'm saying, the fact that he already, once again, what we was talking about earlier between the franchise and the moment, like I think Jacob is the person who can have that moment, but fans will still stay invested into him because he's the fan's choice. You know what I mean? He's a pick.
You know what? I would side note. Triple H, he did not have a butler. He was just a rich ass snob.
Yeah, let's say William Regal was in WCW.
Yeah. They were just copying the same characters, kind of like. But to your point, I would love to see Jacob trying to, like, if he beats him and he's like, yo, acknowledge me. But he ends up like creating his own tribe, like almost on some solo shit, but it's kind of repeating the story almost. But if he almost tries to take over, like, I think that would be kind of dope to see him do something like that.
Yeah.
Because they already, when he first came on board, weren't they like yo, we told you, our parents told you not to hang with him. You know what I mean? That boy be cutting up.
Yeah.
He under control right now.
Right. I think this
still a loose cannon.
I think what they did for Jay initially. I think they're about to do that for Jacob. And don't be surprised if you see Zilla debut sometime soon. Don't be surprised if you see Zilla come out there sometime soon. I think this whole thing is in the workings of like a year story, at least, of getting that build up. And how this is gonna go is, if this storyline continues, we're gonna see the same thing we saw at WrestleMania 39, where we think Roman about to lose, but they're gonna want this to keep going and Roman gonna win and stuff like that. So we gonna see, man. But yeah, it's time to get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all locking in with us for episode 76. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the content. We on YouTube, as you can see. We on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you go for your podcast, whether you watching or you listening, we up there. So lock in with us. Make sure you subscribe to the content. We'll be back for episode 77. We got a lot of more stuff to talk about with wrestling. We just ran out of time. So love y'all, man. Enjoy y'all week. Be safe. I'm about to go troll my brother Rab because he had some shots to throw at me earlier about the game and we just won. I just looked at the score, so I'm about to tend to my trolling duties.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about my next person now.
You already know it's up with me forever with the Hawks. They got two of the ops on that squad.
Who the ops?
Oh, CJ McCollum and Jalen Johnson.
I'm cool with CJ.
Nah, dog.
We shouldn't have lost. That's a game.
One kill.
You can't be mad at him. We just shouldn't have lost, man.
He's the op. And Jalen, Jalen the sucker.
Nah, you can't be mad at him, man. We shouldn't have lost.
You can't be mad at Jalen?
No, you can't be mad at CJ. Jalen for sure, but CJ, nah. CJ, you got to respect the dog, man. He went in there, David, and he knocked out Goliath. I mean, that's all cool. I still don't like that's when people was mad at me when I wanted the UConn hoodie. First of all, I mean, I'm gonna do anything for Jada, but at the same time, like, we shouldn't have lost the game. It is what it is, man.
UConn's not my option. I got no problems with UConn.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with UConn, man. Even though our freshman, he's some trash from going to them, but
he's about to lose his spot.
Yeah. But all right, y'all be easy. Enjoy y'all week.
Let's talk about Syracuse. Yeah, shut up.